5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to cover something that can help you save money on your heating costs, as well as help you be prepared for emergencies, during the winter. So what I'm going to cover today is using an electric blanket along with a portable power station. You can charge either by solar in your car or through your electric outlet in the house and have it ready to go if you do run into the situation. But let me give you my experience where I could have used this had the technology existed at the time. I had just separated from the Air Force. I was going back to college. I was on the GI Bill, and I worked about 30 hours to 40 hours, almost full-time every week. Money was very tight. My time was tight. So I lived in a house in upstate New York, right next to the campus, and it was an old house, okay? Very old. The walls were very thinly insulated, if at all. You could actually feel the cold radiating off the walls. The windows were thin pane glass, no double pane, no triple pane. They were really thin, really brittle glass, and it was bad, right? So luckily I wasn't there very often. When I wasn't there, I would set the heat down to 50 degrees just to keep the pipes from freezing and having any difficulties. And what I did, I discovered electric blankets. Now, some people like them, some people don't, but I would keep the temperature in that apartment at 50 degrees, even when I was there, right? Trying to save that money because I didn't have much. I had one that I would plug in out on the couch. It was a big king size version, right? And then I had one in the bedroom that had dual zones. It had two independent sides to it. So if I had company over, we could both be comfortable. Now, full disclosure, when company came over, I would crank up the heat, to try to make a decent impression. But like I said, money was tight, so I had to do what I had to do. And I really liked them. Now, how I would do it in the bed is I would sandwich this in between myself and a couple layers of regular blankets or like a sleeping bag above it. It would sometimes make me wake up sweating. I had to adjust the dial sometimes. So it is very effective at keeping you warm. Now, if you have a big family that's in and out of the house all the time, you have company over or whatever, and you want to keep the heat up, may not necessarily be for you, but you could also, if you had a couple of these, you could keep the temperature down in the house a little bit and just let everybody use these because they run very efficiently. It doesn't cost much to run these compared to your central heat. So I am going to demo this for you in a minute, like I said, but spoiler alert, I can charge up this power station using electricity in my house when it's on, good circumstances, good conditions, for less than 20 cents. It's 992 watt hours, so it's right around a kilowatt. So like I said, it cost me less than 20 cents to fill this up to the max. And I can use it to run this electric blanket here for 3 nights solid. So you're looking at, 6 to 7 cents per night to keep me warm in bed. But let me get this out of the way. If you like my videos, please subscribe if you want to keep seeing my videos in the future. Just mash that bell button. And also, most importantly, as always, if somebody you know and or love could use the information in this video, please share it with them. What we're going to do is we're going to use, this is the inside thermometer and this is the outside thermometer. And what we're going to do is, I'm just using the guest bedroom here. I'm going to put it underneath the electric blanket. Put this on. And then we are going to plug it in. So let's turn our AC on. We're going to put our watt meter in here. Oops, this thing slide around. We are going to plug in. This is going to help us keep track of the time. It's backlit, so there we go. It's going to help us keep track of the time at the top and the amount of watts that we use. So let's go ahead and plug in. We just got a flash on our controls. Now I'm going to set this to 3. Just to see where we go here. That's depending on how depending on how sensitive you are to temperature, you know, I'd probably use it on a 1 because I can sleep in some cold weather. I actually enjoy it a little cool, but I'm going to put it on 3 just for an average. We're going to set that up there. We're going to let that blanket do its thing. And as you can see, we're pulling 94 watts right now, according to the Oupes, and about 96.6 to be exact on our watt meter. So we're going to go ahead and let this eat for a while. I'm going to come back every hour and check on it. It should start rising rather rapidly, but like I said, we'll come back and we'll take a look at the delta between the inside and outside temperature and just make sure that it's still working. And hopefully the goal is... Okay, so you can see our temperature is almost 90 degrees under the blanket, and it's about 77 degrees in my room. It's been 1 hour even, just about. So you can see the wattage for the blanket fluctuates quite a bit. It goes anywhere from 0 watts up to 100. I think that's the blanket trying to regulate its temperature because it has the 5 different settings. It must have a thermostat built in, and it adjusts the wattage necessary. And you can see on the Oupes, still 99% after an hour, and that's our wattage. Okay, it's been 3 hours now. We haven't lost power, so that's a good thing. Keeping our temperature elevated under the blanket. You see it's been 3 hours and 2 minutes. And you see the wattage is still fluctuating on the watt meter. And let's check our Oupes power station. You can see the wattage is fluctuating here as well. It's trying to maintain that steady intermediate temperature. And you can see it's estimating 18 hours left at the current rate. And we're at 86% of the battery capacity after 3 hours, so that's pretty good. Okay, so I just came in and spent about 4.5 hours. The blanket did what it is supposed to do. It shuts off after 4 hours for safety reasons. And the blanket has maintained about 20 degrees over the ambient temperature. So if you were using this, you know, I'm sure you wouldn't wake up right away once it went off because it's going to maintain a temperature if you're insulated with blankets and such. The Oupes, as you can see, is still on. It's just not using any power. So that didn't auto shut off. So all you have to do is come back over. Turn the blanket back on. And you can see it's drawing 101 watts while it heats up. I imagine it's going to stay up pretty close to that for a while. Okay, so it's been 8 hours we've been running this electric blanket. You see the temperature probe is still there. It's nice and warm under there. You can see we still have our temperature differential of about 20 degrees. We've used 266 watts over 8 hours. And you can see we have 67% of our Oupes battery capacity left. So you could really do this for 3 nights at the medium setting. Now I only did this with the blanket over the top. Generally, what I would do is I would put this actually under the blankets and a comforter or something on top, sleeping bag on top to retain the heat. So as you can see, it's very effective. The only maybe slight hitch in the process is when the electric blanket times out at 4 hours. But trust me, you can go past that 4 hours, your body heat will remain, and the insulation, the blankets on top will insulate you, and that temperature will remain pretty high for quite a while. Like I said in the demo, if it times out at 4 hours and then you wake up at the 5 hour mark, all you have to do is turn over and click it on again. It's really that simple. So obviously this doesn't suit everybody's lifestyles or every scenario, but if you are in a dire financial situation, this can save you a lot of money using this method versus running your heater, you know, your central heat. Like I said, it costs less than 20 cents for me to fill this thing up and use this for 3 nights. Now, one other thing, when you're looking at the specifications and you're reading the manual for the electric blanket, this particular one says don't use it with generators, portable power stations, inverters. So be mindful of that. you need to make sure that you use a pure sine inverter, not a modified sine. So if you get a power station or you're running it off another system, make sure you run the electric blanket on a pure sine inverter. There are instances where people use modified sine. It's not as clean a power, and there have been instances where there have been fires with these. So pure sine inverter if you're going to use this. So I know a lot of you are probably thinking, this guy didn't get lucky in college, right? No, I'm kidding. This guy just showed me how to use an electric blanket with a portable power station. Can I just plug it into the wall? And yeah, of course you can. 99.99% of the time, that's what I would do. But there are going to be those times that you have a blizzard come through and it knocks the power out. You have an ice storm come through and it knocks the power out. You may be without power for, a couple of hours, a day, 2 days, who knows, right? So this is a viable option to energize this, and it costs little to nothing. And you can also, during the power outage, if you're stuck in that situation, recharge this via solar panels. You charge it up, and then you can tote this around your house with your electric blanket, keep you warm wherever you go, and you can also use it to sleep at night in your bed. That's why I showed you how to use the portable power station with it. So that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks, bye.